How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Casey and I am on a mission to explore 500 Florida springs. What's crazy is that I woke up this morning and saw that I have almost 500 subscribers. I started this journey with barely even 100 subscribers, so it's just wild to me that I've gained almost 400 in just the last couple of months, and people are interested and they want to follow along on the journey. So I appreciate every one of you, and here's to exploring more springs. I can hear a lot of bullfrogs out here making their calls. A lot of people get the sounds of bullfrogs and the sounds of baby alligators mixed up. And a bullfrog kind of has a low pitch, like, and a baby alligator almost sounds like a whine. And that's exactly what it's doing. It's calling for its mom. So you'll hear alligators make sort of a sound. So if you hear a low pitch, it's most likely a bullfrog, not an alligator. And I'm hearing a lot of bullfrogs out here right now. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to be doing any diving or snorkeling or hiking through some crazy swamps. I'm on my way to a place called Gemini Springs, and there are two springs within the park, and they're pretty much identical, and I guess that's how I got its name, Gemini. And after we're done with Gemini Springs, we're going to head over to Green Springs, which is a few miles to the east. I've actually never been here before. And this is a really cool canal. I've seen a lot of birds, no alligators yet, a lot of fish swimming underneath me, and it's really shallow right here. But just because it's shallow doesn't mean there's no alligators in here. And we don't have that far of a paddle. It's not like my Rock Springs to Wekiva video where we did 9.5 miles. This is just a short paddle. I probably have another mile or so before I get to the park. There goes our first alligator right there. I'm trying to slow down. It's just underneath the water right here. It just came out from over the bank, and that's a big one. It's literally right here. You can see the bubbles. Okay. Okay, we're gonna keep going. I can finally see the park right over here in the distance. I see the fishing dock. Oh, there goes a Florida gar right here. It's one of my favorite types of fish to see out on the water. Oh, there goes an alligator. Just went down right there. It was a small one. Looks like we have some kind of blockage right here. It doesn't look too bad. Let's see if we can get through it. Sometimes the easiest way to do this is going fast. There goes a huge largemouth bass. Oh, and I almost went in. It's funny, all these people over here fishing, and all the big bass are staying over here. They're smart fish. Try to stay out of the fisherman's way while they're fishing. You can see these fish beds down here. There's a piece of trash I'm gonna get real quick if I can. Look at this cool waterfall. This is about as close as you're gonna get to a Florida rapid. But the springs are just on the other side of this bridge, and I can't get to them from my board, so I'm gonna go put my board. Oh, almost went in. What do I say? Going downstream is harder than going upstream, and that's what was happening. I was going backwards downstream, which is even worse. My fins hit the bank over here. Everyone almost just got a free show. I'm gonna go put my board on land and we're gonna go find these springs by foot. The trash fell off. Come back. All right, let's go. I'm walking down to the springs that are just right over here on the other side of these trees, and I noticed this fence surrounding this hole in the ground, which tells me that might be a sinkhole over there. So we're gonna go check it out. Oh yeah, look. You can see where the layer collapsed. And if it went down a little further, it would actually reach the Floridan aquifer and you would see water down there. I just checked one of my maps and it says our first spring is just over here somewhere. I actually think I see it just over there in the woods. You can see the spring water flowing right here. It goes under this bridge and out into that main creek that we were paddling in earlier. There it is right there. Wow, that is beautiful. And there's no swimming allowed in this park. But I just realized this is our 50th spring. We are halfway to 100 springs. What's cool about the spring is it pumps out around 6 million gallons of water a day. And I want to say that that classifies it as a second magnitude spring. So I'm zoomed in on the spring and I noticed that orange and the water over there. And I thought, okay, maybe someone just threw it in. And I look up and there's a wild orange tree right here. There used to be millions of orange trees all across the state of Florida. You don't really see them too often anymore. So it's really cool that we get to see one today. I was trying to find the other spring and I noticed this blue water right here with a lot of fish in it. I look over and I see this clear water right here. And just beyond that Spanish moss, there's water bubbling out of the ground. So that's our next spring right over there. We'll walk over there in just a minute. I want to look at these fish first. Looks like we have some bluegill, a really big largemouth bass. There's some blue tilapia in there. All right, let's walk around this way and then go look at our next spring. I wonder if there's a spring over here. Oh look, there's one. You can really see the flow coming out of this one. That water is just bubbling out from underground. And in a lot of my videos, I mentioned that Florida was once an ancient ocean. There was whales and sharks and dolphins and sea turtles all swimming here. And you can sort of see the ancient ocean floor right over here. All of those rocks in the ground, those are actually seashells. You might find sand dollars and other types of shells in there. We're clearly in a different type of environment. The other park we were in was more open. This one kind of makes you feel like you're in the jungle. I just crossed over this bridge right here and I look over and I can finally see the spring water. This is from another creek right here, this tannin water. And it meets this crystal clear spring water right here. So I know we're getting close to Green Springs, but this is called a confluence where two different bodies of water meet. We have the creek water right here, and then we have the spring water right here. You can see them mixing together right there. I can actually see our spring just through the palm trees over here. We're gonna walk back out this way, go over to it. Well, you can see why they call it Green Springs. This is one of the most unique springs I've ever seen. There's 2 turtles out there swimming. There's a little egret right here. Looks like a snowy egret. Yeah. But I've seen photos of an alligator that lives in here. I don't see it right now. But this is a really cool old oak tree over here with the ferns growing along the side. Apparently this is a sulfur spring. And don't ask me what sulfur is. I actually have no idea. But this is why the color of the water is green compared to the turquoise blue. I wonder why the spring run over there was clear and this water is green. It's the same water and it's not being filtered. But just like Gemini Springs, there's no swimming here. So we're just gonna enjoy the view from above. I know this is a shorter video and probably not as exciting as some of the other videos I've filmed, but hey, we knocked off 3 more springs on the list and we're just gonna keep going. So I hope you enjoyed this video and we'll catch you on the next one.